can we have some like most useful commands and options that you can summarize that can really help the viewers to have a cheat, like a rapid cheat sheet? If you can give what are the key commands that we have to be aware of, that will really help.
Correct. I'll give few tips, which can help a beginner, right? First, you need to be very specific. For example, if you want to build a particular feature, you need to give the detail. Okay, that tips also I have documented in the Git book, right? So if we go to the tips, first you need to be very specific. For example, in this case, example is I want to build a particular function which need to have project gallery with the particular things that I want. Be specific.
Okay.
Okay, that is the first tip. Second tip is if you want to review the code that is generated, you can use -hyphen review flag for important task so that it is carefully generating and also is reviewing. And there are many more modes they have introduced. Okay, gradually you can use like architect, you can use certain comments. Review is one of the flag which will force it to review. Third step is don't start big. Okay, that will take longer time. Okay, so in this case, it took longer time. We did not start with that because initially you will not know. And also when you create a big project, you break down into small if you want to take more control and start small and iterate. It can do big things, okay, but if you do small and iterate, you will also have more clarity. For example, create the basic project structure, add authentication, build the dashboard, go by feature as a feature development.
Yeah.
Okay. Then say it is going to generate thousands of lines of code at the pace of generating, right? Sometimes you will be lost. So better to use a version control so that if you want to revert back, and also CLI is using some checkpoint, etc. Internally, it's bringing some versioning control. But always it's good to use a version control, checking the code, and then say enterprise development happens. So you need to make sure at a logical step you check in and do a version control so that you can revert back, because very quickly your code base will be changed because the generation coding speed is faster now. The space at which where you will go to the next point will be faster now.
Correct.
This you need to be careful. Sometimes I generated some code, but I don't know how to go back 5 minutes before because in last 5 minutes I generated too much of code, right? You need to become a little smarter on this versioning control. If I code faster, how can I do version control smarter? That you need to build that ability. And don't blindly develop vibe coding and all. It's a black box kind of thing. It's coming. But keep a close watch on the code. Okay, you will also sometimes learn the best practices, what it is doing. AI is coding, a better way to structure your code, new libraries and patterns. And at times you may need to code when AI cannot do the task. Some functional logic, core business logic, core domain, it may not know because LLM they wouldn't have trained. So there you need to get in and put your core algorithm. But other than that, UI design and putting into execution of building UI or backend and integrating with the cloud infrastructure and all, it does well. The last one, context is the king. What it means is if you are working in an existing project, you can need to be very specific. So if, for example, if this is a React app and using Redux for state management, you call that out and then you call out what you want to do. Otherwise, it will put different state management technique.
Correct.
Okay, this is one thing. And second thing, Claude CLI will figure out the context by itself.
Wow.
Okay, because it will go and figure out if you have million lines of code, it will go find out based on the prompt which file you want to change, which model you want to change. So context engineering is one of the main thing which Claude CLI excel. On top of that, when you give prompt, you give right context in the prompt.
Got it. So you have to be very specific, especially say, for example, if I want to make a website, I cannot just create a website. I want to specifically tell I want a responsive portfolio website with this technology, be it Angular or React, with a hero section or a project gallery with a hover effect. So we have to be giving very specific inputs for it to work properly. If at all we are creating from the scratch, if it is an existing project, we have to give it the context, like what is it built on, and how do I want you to work on top of that. That's really amazing tips, Rafi. That really helps.